Welcome, welcome back to this continuation of traditional Tai Chi forms done in a bite-sized way so that we can learn them bit by bit at our own pace. And today we're actually going to be learning the second half of the first paragraph. And this will, when we integrate it in with the first half, the first 6 moves that you've been learning, it will be what happens after the second pound mortar that's facing to the left wall. So this whole series that we're going to be learning is going to be actually facing the left wall when you put it together, but we're going to be learning it here just facing forward. So just starting here in Uji stance to begin. And then stepping out so that you're not quite in the wider horse stance, but you're wider than Uji stance. Knees are bent. The left hand has that flat bed, and your right hand, a very little knuckle, has come down, is actually touching the center of the left hand, the end of pound mortar, or pounding mortar. And then we're going to go on. So for this, we're going to be going around almost like it's clockwise. And then the hands separate somewhat, and we shift all of our weight onto the right leg. And that's going to enable us to first kind of swivel the hips. And I know this is going to look like a back step, but I promise you, I'm going to be actually stepping to my side. So I step to my side, sweep the hands through, and then come forward where I'm up on the ball of my left foot. About 20% of my weight is there, and my left hand is a little bit higher than my right. And let's repeat that. We've just finished pound mortar. Going around, swiveling, taking that side step. I do promise it's a side step. That's where we're going to step with our heel, landing on our heel, and then coming forward. And just noticing the stance here, the knees bent, knees tracking our toes. And we're going to begin to swim in the air. So swim, swim, and then pause in white crane. Swim, swim, and pause. Swim, swim, and pause. And just stepping forward into Uji stance. And let's do a few more of those so we can just feel it in our arms. So the left arm is out and the right arm is up. And we're really painting circles in the air. One circle and then the other circle. This is a motion that we're going to be doing several times in the second half of the first paragraph. And on this next time, pausing again in this white crane spreads its wings. And you might notice that there's a curve here in the hand. If I come closer, you'll lose it, but you can see the curve in the elbow and the hand. Also a curve in the left hand. Coming into pound mortar. And swim, swim into white crane. Let's do a few more. And again, just step out and repeating that move. Coming into white crane as we take our side step with our heel leading the way. Coming onto the ball of that left foot. Coming into white crane. We're going to make a U-turn at the bottom and bring our hands in closer together, stepping out with the left leg so we're in horse stance. And then the arms come and they're going to make an inner lane and an outer lane. There's going to be kind of 2 lanes for our hands. And go ahead and take the left hand and just sweep it to the back and let it hang out at the back. We'll come back to it. And with the right hand, it's going to go on this long, flowing, curving motion down and then back up. So let's just repeat that. Just with the right hand, it comes down and up, just about chin height, and where the palm is facing the left wall. There's a curve almost like you're going around a sphere here and then around a sphere here. It's basically like the Tai Chi equivalent of a roller coaster. This also so evoked me a sense of diving into some water and then you bob back up. So when I was teaching this to super kids, we call this water dive. Its traditional name is brush knee and twist step. One more time. And by the way, if ever I'm hanging out here and your legs are getting any tired or can stand up or have a higher horse stance, all up to you. Let's go back to making our inner and outer lane. The right is on the inside. And now the left is going to sweep to the back, even as the right does its dive. And when it's at the back, it makes a grab. So it's making a grab here at the back, in front of your spine. Can be a little lower if that's more comfortable for you. And it's making kind of like an O as your fingers come around. A little different than the single whip, but similar. And then it's just patting your head and rubbing your tummy to go on water dive in the front and sweep to the back. And enjoy the challenge of that. One more time. And stepping in. Shaking out anything that's asking to be shook out. And let's put these 2 moves together. White crane and traditionally brush knee and twist step. And from now on, for these tutorials, just to keep it simple and evocative, water dive. I was teaching this over the weekend to someone, and She's having all this, what is my arm supposed to do? And they called it like, it's just water dive. And it's like, whew. She knew what to do when it was called water dive. So good enough for our purposes. Here we go. End of pound mortar. Again, this is going to be facing the left wall in the form. And we go around. We swivel, sidestep, come through. White crane spreads its wings from fingertip to fingertip. You turn at the bottom, stepping out. Inner and outer lanes for water dive. Grab at the back. Stepping in. Taking a few centering breaths. And let's combine this with the first 6 moves. Opening move into our first pound mortar. Wrapping around into Tai coat. Six sealing. And 4 closing. And I'm just going to scoot so that it's easier to see. We're going to swivel the hips to the front. Make our single whip to the front. Coming up with the left side. Opening out. And turning in the right foot for knee safety. We shift forward. We shift back until the left toe pops up. Replacing that foot. You want turning in another time and up into our second pound mortar. This is where we've been beginning today. You can face to the front again. And coming into white crane. Coming into water dive. And ending with return to Uji. I know I'm calling these bite size, but as you may notice, Tai Chi packs a lot of nuance and a lot of variation and combination of movement, so that learning just 2 moves in Tai Chi is absorbing a lot of detail. So feel free to come back to this as often as you would like. Come to really enjoy the juiciness of these kinds of moves with their S-like curves and the free flow of water dive. And we'll be back for finishing up the first paragraph of the Chen style. Till then.